cell disease is a blood disorder that is inherited from both parents. This disorder is more common in certain ethnic groups, such as African Americans, Arabs, Greeks, Italians, Latin, and Native Americans. Normal red blood cells are very flexible and are circular in shape, resembling a donut. Their flexibility and shape allow them to travel freely through small blood vessels called capillaries. In persons with sickle cell disease, the red blood cells become crescent or sickle-shaped and also become inflexible. The abnormal cells stick inside the capillaries, blocking blood flow to vital organs. Persons with sickle cell anemia can have symptoms such as yellow appearing eyes and skin, pale skin, delayed growth, bone and joint pain, increased risk for infections, development of leg ulcers, eye damage, anemia, and damage to the organs affected by the obstruction.
What up, what up, what up, what up? East Coast, West Coast, North, South, worldwide, YouTube family, Sickle Cell Warriors family, welcome to another episode of Our Sickle Life. My name is Ulyss.
Ariana.
And Shelly.
Those are the ladies of Our Sickle Life. So today we are here to talk about sickle cell. But guess what? This is the season.
It's Christmas.
Kwanzaa.
Hanukkah.
Okay.
The holiday season.
Yes. And today we're going to talk about
Christmas.
What is it like to be in a hospital during Christmas or during the holidays.
My hair dyed.
A little off track. We went to the hair. We got our hair did today. So anyways, so what is it like to be sick during the holiday? Let's ask Ari from a child's perspective. What is it like when your parents are sick, either at home and they're sick or in the hospital and they're sick, and it's Christmas time? What does that feel like?
It's sad because you can't celebrate Christmas with your parents.
Yeah. Well, you mean like you can't spend the whole day with them like you would normally do, right? And you have to like visit them at the hospital or whatever. Yeah.
So Christmas you don't spend it at home. You're actually in the hospital.
You go, you visit them, you try to do the family thing at home. They're not there for dinner, right?
Dinner.
And presents when you do Christmas dinner.
Yeah, presents.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have to make a tree up in the hospital. And you're gonna put presents under the tree. And then you're gonna be like, "Happy birthday to you."
It's not birthday,
Happy
it's Christmas.
birthday to Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Yeah.
All right. So it's not so Feliz Navidad.
It's not fun.
Feliz
and
Navidad.
It's not nice. And I think the last time that I was in the hospital, actually physically in the hospital at Christmas, was quite a few years ago. So I don't think she remembers that as much. And then with Ulyss, it was about 2 or 3 years ago. He was in the hospital.
8 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's rough from the perspective of the patient, of the parent. When you're in the hospital, you're missing your family. Especially you have kids, you're missing your kids so bad. And it's really difficult and it's very depressing. Most of us will fight tooth and nail before we even go to the hospital. And to miss huge life occasions and milestones and celebrations being in the hospital, it's got to be really bad, you know, because nobody wants to miss these things.
Yeah, so that being said, so we want you guys to reflect on that while you guys are sharing your gifts and enjoying a good time with your family. Think about those who can't be with their family for Christmas, and
plan a visit.
And well, yeah,
go visit them. If you know a sickler or anybody who is sick, even if you can't physically go Christmas Day, go Boxing Day. You know, sometimes a phone call can make all the difference in somebody's day when you've been in the hospital. Like our friend Natasha that you're going to see, she's been on our channel before, but she's been in the hospital almost 3 months. She was in for a month, she went home for a week, and then she's been in for 2 months. And that's difficult. You know, so you guys are going to see, he interviewed her earlier on. You guys will see, you know, what she has to say about that. And, you know,
So in this episode, you guys gonna have a bonus. I have 2 interviews for you today. One with Natasha, and another one
with
a brief interview with Ryan. Okay. Hi guys. Today I'm with Natasha at the hospital, and just gonna give a brief update about what's been going on and how you've been doing so far. So, say hi to our viewers, Natasha.
Hi.
How you doing? So, you've been here for about it's like 2 months.
Yeah, two, almost 3 months.
From October, you did almost the entire month of October, right?
Yeah.
And then you came out for a week. You went home for a week, and you came back November till today.
Yeah.
So you came back November 7th. Today we are December 21st.
Yeah.
And you've been in the hospital all that time. So can you explain to our viewers, what is it like to be in the hospital for that long? And what are the things that, you go through, that people don't know about? Because, you're not here because you enjoy being here. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, being here for this long is not fun. You miss home. You miss your family. Sometimes you're here by yourself. Or you're getting poked at. When they want to take your blood. They run tests on you, and you have to go through a lot of tests. Like today they did an X-ray on my ankle, because my leg has been hurting, and after my X-ray was finished, the lady said she was gonna call a transporter to come and get me and bring me back upstairs, but she didn't call the transporter, so I was left down there for literally an hour. My nurse had to come downstairs and bring me medication, and I had to wait there till a transporter came to bring me back upstairs. So it's not fun. It's not fun being here. And we don't come here because we just want to be here. We really come here because we're sick.
And the other thing too, it's like when you're calling for your meds, you don't always get your meds on time.
No.
Although they prescribe it to be every 2 hours or every 4, whatever the amount is, but you never get it on time.
You never get it on time.
A few exception of
exactly.
The nurse you have today,
exactly.
She's good, she's on point, but most of the time
not all of them is on point. But I had to deal with a lot of nurses who weren't like that. There was this one nurse who I was supposed to get I was supposed to take the pill first, and then I could get the IV. And whenever she came in and I was supposed to get the IV, she'll always skip that dose and then give me another pill and then give me the IV. And she did that when my mom was here. And my mom was talking to her like, you can't do that, And my mom was like, did you not skip her dose? And she said yes to my mom. Yeah, she did,
And what is the reasoning behind that?
I have no idea what's the reasoning behind that. Some of them, think, maybe they could give you the pill because it's easier to not go and have to make the medication,
Mm-hmm.
And it's not right, because we're in pain,
Can you touch a little bit about that, the fact that, right now, right, when we're looking at you, we're seeing you, obviously that you're not well, but the amount of pain that you're in,
yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, when,
Because we cannot always see it, right?
Yeah, nurses would look at you, and because you look well, they would think, hey, like, you're okay, but, you know, really you're not, you know. Just because you're not crying and showing them that you're in really bad pain, you know, doesn't mean you're not in pain. You know, we had to deal with this pain since we were babies, you know. You know, we're not babies anymore, you know, even though it gets bad, we don't always cry for every pain we get, you know.
So, can you explain to the viewers, like, you know, the pain scale and how does that work and how do you identify with that?
I don't feel like it's an accurate scale, you know. You know, even though, you know, it's like, oh, they say 10 could be the worst pain you feel, you know. Sometimes our pain is way over 10, you know. And, you know, our pain never goes down to 1, you know. It never goes down to 1. It just goes to, you know, as to where it's bearable, you know, because we'll always feel pain, you know. But
so I think it's an important part that people need to understand is the fact that you're dealing with pain on a constant basis, like every day. Right?
Yeah, every day.
But there's a amount of pain that you like you said, it's bearable, that you can live with.
Yeah.
For you, would you say like it's what from 1 to 10, what is the amount that you can live with? Is it like 1, 2, 3, 4?
Probably 4.
4? Okay.
Yeah.
So your baseline is 4.
Yeah.
Right. So it's between, like, you know, on the scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
It's 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's your baseline. And now when you have a crisis or you in the hospital, it's because your pain is on top of
way
that,
over that. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like you're like 6, 7, 8, or 9 or 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you have like right now your pain is like probably 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But you don't show any physical sign that it says that it's 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So that's the challenge that you deal with, right?
Yeah.
So how do you make people understand that?
Sometimes they believe you, sometimes they don't. You know, not everybody is going to believe you. Mm-hmm. But, you know.
But what would you like people to know, understand, or what message would you want to tell them? Like the person watching you right now, they cannot tell whether or not you're in pain.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So what you want them to understand is that
I want them to understand that, you know, because they might look at us and think we're doing well, we're not, you know. It doesn't always show on your face or by your movement that you're in pain. They're just going to have to trust and believe that you're an honest person and know that your pain is real.
Well, Dasha, thank you very much for taking the time. I appreciate you. I wish you good health. I wish that you can come out of the hospital as soon as possible. Happy holidays, and hopefully next time I see you and we talk, it's not going to be in the hospital.
Yeah.
Alright, so take care.
Thank you.
See you soon.
So, hi everyone out there. My name is Ryan Burke, and was actually born in Toronto. I'm an 80s baby, believe it or not. I was first diagnosed with sickle cell disease at the age of 2 years old, and apparently how it happened was just it was sort of by accident. Let's say I tripped over something and my arm swelled and I got a fever. Parents rushed me to the hospital, and after many tests they found out that I had sickle cell disease. From that date though, all the way up until the age of 19, I had no issues with sickle cell disease whatsoever. I didn't really feel the effects of it whatsoever. I mean, I can consider myself extremely, extremely, extremely fortunate to have been able to attend school regularly, participate in many different sports such as track and field, soccer, baseball, bowling, you name it, I was a part of it. My parents wanted to keep me very active. Like I said, it wasn't until the age of 19 where I started to feel the effects of sickle cell disease. And how it had happened was that I actually got food poisoning at a prom that I went to with my girlfriend at the time. And when I was there, they said, you know, it was nothing, just food poisoning and everything like that. After they released me from hospital though, and said everything had cleared up, I still felt extremely weak. I started feeling all these aches in my joints that I had never felt before, and it was just very uncomfortable. I couldn't lay down, it was just hard to sleep. You know, you start feeling frustrated, asking yourself what's going on. So my parents took me back to the hospital, and that's when they told me, you're actually going through a sickle cell crisis. However, it was a fairly mild one. After that episode, I didn't have my next attack until about 2 to 3 years later. And I had moved from Toronto and decided to go to Ottawa. A lot of people were asking me why, especially since Ottawa is extremely cold. There's a bit of a difference between the cold in Ottawa and the cold in Toronto. It's not that same dampness that would affect me if I was here in Toronto, from what I've noticed over the years of dealing with sickle cell. It was a dry cold, and you know, it didn't really affect me the way the dampness has affected me since I've moved back to Toronto during the winter seasons, and I've noticed quite a bit of a difference. However, in Ottawa, I did suffer some significant sickle cell episodes. You know, I had my first acute chest crisis, which at the time I didn't know was, you know, something that doctors considered extremely fatal. Not many people survive that. Once again, I have to explain how lucky I am as an individual, because I've managed to survive 3 acute chest crises. And you know, I've gone through different treatments for sickle cell, but it was always a learning period. And luckily for me, I was an adult at the time, a young adult, but an adult at the time, and I was able to graduate from college without any setbacks or anything like that. So like I said, from elementary school days straight to college, no huge problems that would keep me back. Whereas I've found out from other friends and associates that they've been held back due to the sickle cell.
Family to yours, Merry Christmas.
Happy Kwanzaa.
And Happy Hanukkah!
Yeah.
Happy holidays. And give someone that you know that is struggling at this time of year a phone call and a hug.
It's not a hug.
Here.
It's not
and a hug.
It's
and show them some love and let them know that they are on your minds and that you're thinking of them and they're not alone. Like I said earlier. Okay guys, thank you for tuning in. Enjoy our interviews and we will see you
in the next episode.